Hello, I'm Naomi Craig. I am author of historical fiction, and I am here today to share a 5-minute book review about the beloved classic Anne of Avonlea. This is written by Lucy Maud Montgomery. This is a twofer here. We got Anne of Green Gables and Anne of Avonlea. So this has been something I was reading with my daughter, she's an advanced middle grade reader. Um, and I mean, it's Anne of Avonlea. Who couldn't love it, right? She had recently listened to an Audible version of Anne of Green Gables, so I thought, well, yeah, that'd be a great one to read, is Anne of Avonlea, because who doesn't love Anne of Avonlea? So let me get right into my review in 5 points of Anne of Avonlea by Lucy Maud Montgomery. First, of course, there's Anne. She's an incorrigible redhead who is very sensitive about the color of her hair. And she is, in this, as we start out, there we go. She is the teacher at the local school. She lives with Marilla, who adopted her when she was young, 12, in Anne of Green Gables. And you hear about Anne's escapades. It is interesting because back then, when you were through with your level of schooling, you became a teacher. So she is 16 years old, which I gotta hand that to her. That's a lot more than I would do at 16 years old. You see all the beloved characters coming back, Diana and Gilbert, and we meet some new ones too. So Anne is an orphan. If you haven't read Anne of Green Gables or Anne of Avonlea, Anne was an orphan and adopted by Marilla and her brother Matthew, and Green Gables is where they lived. So now it's just like a continuing story. And there is a parrot. It's number 2. There's a parrot who curses like a sailor. There is a colorblind painter and a complete mishap with a project, like a town hall or community center type thing, that it was supposed to be one color and it was painted wrong. Several different mishaps on that. And there is twins, Davy and can't remember, Dora maybe? Little twins who Marilla and Anne end up adopting, which I didn't know that. And then just kind of like Anne is heading up the efforts to keep Avonlea clean. So that is, of course, Anne of Avonlea. It's a classic, and it sounds lovely because it's so descriptive of Prince Edward Island. Unfortunately, this had to go down as a did not finish on my pile, which I was really sad about because it's Anne of Avonlea. I mean, everybody loves Anne. And honestly, I don't even know, besides that Audible version that my daughter was listening to, I don't know the last time I actually picked up Anne's book, but I have seen Megan Follow's version of Anne of Green Gables and Anne of Avonlea, and she's really immortalized the character for me. So this has got to be one of the times where the movie is better than the book. Don't hate me. So as you can see, we got about halfway through. And I don't know if it was just like the writing style. It's very poetic, but there's a lot of time spent on like thinking back over something or something like that. So my daughter and I both lost interest in it. And that's really sad. So there you go. I am actually leaving a review for a did not finish book. So I'm very proud of myself for actually doing that. So even if you don't care for a book, or even if you don't if you're not able to finish it for whatever reason, it still works to do a review, and it actually will help other readers make that decision. Now, we probably are the only ones in this entire world who didn't care for it, and so please forgive me if you absolutely love Anne of Avonlea. But yeah, I don't know. We just couldn't get into it. Obviously, we tried. We tried valiantly. We got through about halfway of the book. So, and I never knew that they adopted twins. Maybe I like kind of remember that from way back when, if I did read it, or I don't know. Anyway, that is my 5-minute review of Anne of Avonlea by Lucy Maud Montgomery. So until next week, I hope you have a great book to read, and don't forget to leave a review. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe if you want to keep getting my updates on the books that we're reading.